Should we give them the studio tour that they want? Yeah? Should we give them the studio tour? Right? Okay, let's do it. But first things first. Okay, now we can get started. Alrighty guys, so before we get into the studio tour, it's right behind me, I just wanted to say a little something. We live in a pretty small cabin. It is bigger than the last cabin we were in, but it is just 2 bedrooms. So my studio ends up being my studio, our guest bedroom, and kind of our closet actually. We have our big wardrobe in there, and this is where we get changed, where we fold our laundry and everything. So I have done my best with it so far. We've only been in this cabin for a few months now, so I still need a lot of stuff done in there. I'm gonna sort of make this area in front of my desk an accent wall with some prints and photographs from artists who I really look up to. Maybe a couple vision boards in there, because those have really worked for me in the past. If you're interested in that, maybe I should make a video on vision boards, because holy smokes! But yeah, just want to let you guys know it's a little crowded in there. It is not perfect, it is not finished, but it works just perfectly for me. Eventually the studio will be transferred into my 1976 Airstream Argosy project, but I'll give you guys a peek of that from the window, and you'll see it's in quite interesting conditions right now. So no rush with that. For now, we're upstairs. It's lovely, it's cozy. I've got the fire going downstairs, the heat is rising up here, and let's get started. So when you first walk into my studio, on your right, you will see our dresser. Luckily, I've been able to sort of multi-purpose it and use it as a little bench for display. We've got some little display pieces and this beautiful glass cabinet, which I fill with little oddities and also some of my pieces. I'm really stoked. This is also one of my prized possessions. It is a Bowie knife that I bought for myself for my birthday a year ago, and I just love it. It's amazing. We've also got a lovely hat up there, which belongs to Bryson. And yeah, this is the one side of my studio space. We've got some shelves under here that I'm sort of thinking I'll build somewhere else, but for now, they're just stored under there. All right, guys, are you ready for a sneak peek at the roof of my Airstream? Let me warn you really quickly, oh, thank you Ruby, her dirty paw prints on the wall. Let me warn you very quickly that this Airstream was not completely painted by the previous owner. He kind of gave up on the top of it, as you can see right there, but eventually that is gonna be my studio right in there, and I'm gonna have a little chimney coming out like boop, and have a little wood burning stove in there, so it's gonna be great. Alright, so this is the other side of my studio. Right here in this corner is my little box that I bring to markets every week. So every Friday there's the South Caribou Market, but our last market is actually next week. So we don't know if the Christmas market is happening this year just because of everything going on in the world, but fingers crossed it does, and that everybody can be safe and understanding and kind to each other, and we'll see if that works out. But for now, this is just my little storage space where I keep my market supplies. This is my desk space. Above, like I was saying earlier, I'd love to have an accent wall of inspiration. I already have a few things I'd like to pin up there, but this is where the magic happens. I know I just cringed that I said that, but it really does happen here. It's quite magical. On this side, we've got my torch, my Dremel, a few other necessary silversmithing tools, my flux, my soldering pieces that I cut up, and the most incredibly long, beautiful candle. Wait, maybe we should do a like really slow pan so you can see just how long it is. Oh boy. I have my tools set up at the back there, and these are my stones and whatnot. I have them organized into little compartments. I have some tracing paper, which I find is the easiest sort of thickness of paper to draw something on. Cut it out, glue it to silver, and then I can saw it out with my saw. So if you're wondering how I saw my pieces, this is the saw I use. Let's see if I can get it to focus. That is the size of the saws that I use. So you can imagine that they break fairly often. I've also got some of my new business cards down here. I'm super excited about how they look. Shout out to my amazing friend Rachel. She designed this for me and I couldn't be happier. Also, this is a prized possession of mine. I met this really sweet gentleman at a dog park and he told me that he had postcards of Airstreams, and I thought that was so fantastic, and I told him about my Airstream and he proceeded to bring the postcards the following week and let me keep one. So there's this woman putting her lipstick on in the shine of the Airstream, and I just think it is so beautiful and romantic. So I keep it here, but eventually that's gonna go up here with a bunch of other stuff. I have my new respirator mask. So excited that my little lungs are gonna be okay. Some top secret pieces coming out at some point in the near future that I will not be showing off. I have my soldering block here and some little pincers to keep it all together once I'm soldering. I have this awesome chair that I got from the thrift store. Let me give you a show of what this is like. Alright guys, I never thought that I would be passionate about a chair, but here we are. It's a new era. This chair I got at the thrift store in Vancouver. It is awesome. Oh, one of my chickens is squawking in the background. You might be able to hear her. I got it at a thrift store in Vancouver for 20 bucks, which is really awesome. It doesn't have a name on it, so I don't know the company, but it has changed working at a desk for me. I suffer from sciatica, which really sucks, and sitting down for long periods of time can really hurt, but this chair has changed that for me. There's different ways to sit in it. You can rock back and forth and sort of stretch your spine out. My posture stays aligned. I feel good. I'm not slumped over my desk, and yeah, I'm passionate about a chair. Who knew? On the left side of my studio desk space, I have this awesome cabinet that is actually an antique pie safe. So for those of you that don't know, a pie safe is a little compartment that has some shelves in it. It has mesh on the side, and when you're finished baking your ridiculously hot pies, you put them in the safe that's outside and you let them cool down, and no animals can get in and eat your scalding hot pies. So yeah, I've used it as a cabinet. It's really beautiful, but I don't really bake pies. But I use it for all my silversmithing tools that are not on my desk, and it's really great. I will not open it right now just because it is super messy. I'm in the middle of my first market season, so please understand that this space needs a lot of work. I also have on this side, these are all my packing supplies for when I send out my pieces, some wrapping paper, and then let's look at these really little strange things up here. So one thing on the top here that is not strange is this beautiful disc cutter that my friend Brittany from Scenic Root Co. Gave me. She's an amazing metalsmith. She makes the most beautiful rings. She's entering the wedding industry right now, so you should definitely check her out. But I cried when she gave this to me because it was just so sweet and I wasn't expecting it, and oh, I love that girl so much. And up here, last year I found a hawk carcass. All that was left on the property were the wing feathers, so I grabbed those and I've saved them. For those of you that don't know me, I'm kind of obsessed with bones and dead things. I like to honor them as another part of this life. So I don't know what better way to describe that. Maybe one day I'll get into more depths about it, but you're gonna see a lot of weird stuff in my place that's dead or part of a dead animal. Speaking of dead animals, we have this mink that I thrifted from a thrift store in town for 15 bucks. Her name is Georgia and I love her. She's really old and sweet. And right next to her is Buffalo Ann. I got this from a man who owns an antique shop in Kelowna, and he gave it to me for free. And she's got a little gun holster with a metal gun, and I think it's just the cutest thing in the entire world. And I'm not usually a fan of dolls, they usually creep me out, but I feel like this is my alter ego and I just really needed her. I also have this really large moose antler that I sometimes photograph my pieces on, also given to me for free from a guy with an antique shop in Delta, BC. So I am very lucky. I don't know how I do it, but I've got a lot of free things over the years and I am incredibly grateful. So yeah guys, this is kind of my little studio space. It's pretty small, but you get the idea of it for now. Eventually I will do another tour when it's completely finished, but I kind of just wanted to open up and show you guys everything, even though it's not perfect. It is me and it is my space, and I love it. The sun is just behind a cloud right now, so I thought I'd take a little break from photographing my pieces and show you guys a little behind the scenes of what it looks like here. So it's just me, my tripod, my camera, my pieces, and some little accessories for the photo shoot. And this is the most crucial tool. This is my automatic little photo taker clicker that I click and set up a timer on my camera, and then it takes a photo in 2 seconds or 10 seconds. So this is what I do for a decent amount of time, just making sure I get the right picture. I usually wait till the sun is out. Today is one of the last definite sunny days this week, so I'm out here photographing like a mad woman, and I only have a few pieces left. Yeah, just 5 more pieces, so I'm super stoked we're getting it done, but just wanted to give you guys a little behind the scenes. Also, just below you is a giant red ant's nest. I hope you can hear me with the wind, by the way, but yeah, a giant red ant's nest. Right in there, I don't know if you can see it, is a big red ant's nest. So, risking myself for the beauty of silver. We're coexisting right now, and hopefully it stays that way because I'm not bothering them, they're not bothering me, and we're good. Okay, sun's coming back out. I'm gonna go and take some more pictures.
Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time. Driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright.
So the next thing is we come over to the camera, we press play, and have a look at all the photos. So I'm done modeling my jewelry. Now I'm taking these little cards that I use at the market, and I'm finding the pieces, putting them back on the cards, and then going to my front porch to photograph them up close on an antler. So Ruby is showing you guys here my close-up setup for taking pictures of my jewelry recently. I've really been enjoying taking pictures on these beautifully bleached antlers of this moose skull I got from my landlord's dear friend. He actually just gave it to me, which is unbelievable. But his name is Sebastian, and he's an amazing photo prop. But yeah, I've got all my jewelry set up here. It's quite messy, but I promise it's organized in my mind, and my camera that I use to photograph things. And so basically what I do is I just set up these pieces, hope for some sunshine, which came through so lovely, and yeah, then I take the pictures of them. So I'll show you guys some little previews of that. The sun has just gone behind a cloud, but you guys can sort of see what this setup looks like with the beautiful white antler and the silver in front of it. I think it really complements it. What do you think, Trotsky? Oh, he's on a mission. Oh, my sweet little boy. Alrighty, so I didn't film the editing process of the photos, but I've edited all of my photos, all of my photos, and I've got them up as listings here in my drafts on Etsy. And next thing is I'm going to be writing descriptions for them, measuring each piece, and giving you as many details as I can about the pieces, as well as calculating shipping. Alrighty, so I'm in my studio now, and I'm going to be grabbing a few things to help me measure the length of the pieces and sort of the sizes of the pieces, just to give you guys all a better idea of what you'd be ordering. So I have this little cabinet here, which you guys saw earlier in the video, and inside I have a few very important little things. One of the most important things for me is this little scale. It's a digital scale. And basically what I'll do is I'll fit everything in these envelopes. I just whacked myself in the face. Fit everything in these envelopes. And I'm sorry, I realize I keep staring at myself and I need to look at the lens. So narcissistic. But yeah, basically I put everything in the envelope and weigh it all out on this scale so I can calculate how much shipping will cost. And that's part of the process. So this is a very important little tool. I'm sure people use this digital scale for other things, other paraphernalia, but for me, it's for silver. And this is what the Etsy process looks like after I finish the descriptions for each piece. Basically, you can see here, I've got the scale I showed you guys, the envelope, the ruler, the tape measure, my polishing tools that I use, and I always put one of my new business cards in there now because it's awesome and I'm super stoked. I also have these handmade cards for each order where I write a little handwritten note. All my pieces are here to set up and put in these individual boxes based on the size of the piece. I'm also super excited because I have just ordered a stamp online and I'm going to be able to stamp all of my boxes with Clove and Hound. I also have stickers coming in the mail and I'm so excited. And for those of you who have never ordered a piece, I always include some tea and a found feather from our property. So just some little extra things here that I add to each order. I also have my string right here that I wrap around each box, and I feel like I'm giving away all my trade secrets, but it's important to share, you know? I think it is. So this is the hecticness of my dining room table once I've got everything organized. Oh, hi guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've made it this far, I so appreciate it. I know this is a long one. I've already started editing it as I'm filming this, so I know it's gonna be a bit longer, but I so appreciate you guys following my journey and maybe learning a little bit more about somebody who started their own little Etsy business. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a really great day, night, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is for you where you're watching this, and we will talk soon. It's time for me to go make some dinner and snuggle my puppy, and my husband comes home in 2 days from school, so I'm so excited. Okay, we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!